Welcome everyone to National Writing Day. I'm Natalie Marie Collins, and I'm so excited that you guys are here for us. So, starting a couple minutes late because silly me forgot to push that important little button that says start broadcast. It happens. Totally my bad. So here we go. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be answering your questions today about your writing date. I want to know where you're at. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what you're writing about. And so I'm going to be monitoring. There's this little sidebar on my computer screen, and so whenever you ask a question in the Q&A box, it's going to pop up and I'll see it. I'm also going to bring on two guests. One of them is Kelly McCausey, and the other one is Kristen Eckstein, who is the Ultimate Book Coach. Oh, no. She is now the Book Ninja. So we have some fun people coming in to help, guide you through this process, have fun hanging out with everyone. And so today, I'm at an event, and I'm at Matt Basak. I don't know if you guys know Matt Basak, but he's an internet marketer and brilliant guy, and love learning from him. But I'm at his event in his country club. So I had to sneak away for a little bit to come do this, which is fun. They have coffee, so we're good there. But I'm hiding out in the women's lounge area, so I'll show you guys what the lounge looks like, because I thought it was super cute. There's the window, but isn't that adorable? So, and you'll see the little couch behind me and stuff. So this is also like a perfect place to come and have my own special writing date, and I love that I can break away and do this. So let's see what else we have going on here on the screen. So pardon me for a minute because I don't see them yet. So I just want to check in with them to make sure everything's okay. So I'm going to send them a link just so you guys know what I'm doing. And while I'm doing this, I want to hear what you guys are up to. So in the Q&A box, or in the Q&A sidebar, go ahead and type in where you're at, what you're doing. If you've done your little writing date selfie today, I've always loved those. And I do the selfies because I know that when you're in a coffee shop and stuff, it's kind of awkward to be recording a video and talking out loud. You get people looking at you and stuff. So there's so when you just do a selfie, it's not as obvious. So there we go. And so I'm inviting Kelly, just so you know what I'm doing in the background. So I'm not, and then I'm also inviting Kristen to come on. There we go. And so I'm going to tell you what a writing date really means to me. To me, it's that special time where I get to break away from my normal life. And oh, there's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Hi. How are you? Oh, good. Now I can check. Yes. I love it. So Kristen Eckstein is also going to be joining us. She's hanging out on the beach today, which also brings me to next weekend is the Beachpreneurs Conference. So I'm super excited about that, and I'll be seeing you next weekend, Kelly. So, okay. So I was just explaining to people what a writing date means to me and kind of why I started this, why I started National Writing Date Day. So a writing date to me is that special time I get to break away from everything. I get to turn off the Skype chats. I get to turn off Facebook. I get to turn off all these different mediums that that people really try to communicate through. And I love people, so I love communicating, and I have a really hard time not wanting to answer back. So I need
pictures to tag me so I can use it
and really be able
to
just give myself that time and that permission to write and do what I need to do for my business to thrive and all of that. So, Kelly, where are you at today?
I'm at the Coffee Barrel here in Holt, Michigan. I've never been here before. It's my first time, and it's very nice here.
I love the ductwork that they have up in the ceiling.
Yeah. Yep, it's very nice. And I've got my writing date is Tisha.
Hi, Tisha.
Hi, Natalie.
How's it going? So, I know Tisha, too. I'm so happy that you guys are joining this, and I know Tisha has actually done a video about doing this, and so she's all hopping on this. Is she watching as well?
No.
She's listening to my computer. She's across the table from me.
Can you email me that one,
please? That totally works. So let's see. We have Rhonda, who says, "Hi Natalie, I'm at home on my back porch, still in my pajamas, writing my blog post for today." So that's awesome. I love back porch writing too. That to me, a writing date is anywhere you can take yourself that's outside of the norm of where you would normally do your work and do your writing, and take yourself to a place where it's a treat. So if it's your back porch, if it's that fun little.
Watching as well.
Oh, there's Kristen. Hi, Kristen.
I have your text. Am I really windy?
No, actually, not at the moment.
Good.
Your background is. Oh, that's windy.
Where's Kristen? At the beach. Kristen's at the beach.
Yay! So, Kristen, are you having a writing date at the beach today?
Sort of. I sort of planned on it, but I'm also giving myself a reading date because I have not sat down and read a book in a year.
Wow. So, if you guys don't know Kristen, I know a lot of you do, but if you don't, Kristen is a very, very prolific writer. She wrote 18 books in 18 weeks and put them up on Kindle. You can find her there. So I love that you're giving yourself a reading date. And Kelly, you actually kind of started me on this whole thing of telling people about their writing dates. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think I'm a little bit of an instigator, but you said you were, if I remember correctly, you were going out on a writing date and you wondered what to write. And I'm like, well, tell us about these writing dates. And so you did, and like it just lit a fire. Everyone's so excited. They're like, I want to go on a writing date too.
You know, I love that. And I was kind of struggling a little bit. I wanted to write something that people wanted to read about. And so that's the whole reason why I asked that question. And I was so, it was so freaking obvious to me. Like after you said it, but it wasn't obvious at first. So I know I asked in the Facebook group, you know, what are those questions that you want answered? And the number one question that got asked is, what do I write about? I need help getting content out there. And Kelly, when you told me, you know, that you wanted me to write about a writing date, it's so second nature to me, but it's been one of my most popular posts that I've done. So, you know, for me, that just totally opened up my eyes to the obvious. It's like, I'm doing this, and people want to know what I'm doing, and what better content to put on your website and your blog than what you're doing. So I would love to hear a little bit more about, because Kelly, I know that you help coach people on what to, like content. I know you just got done doing a content curation challenge. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, we just finished up a 21-day challenge in August where I had, I think I finished up with 19 people that officially curated every day for 21 days, where they went out and found a piece of content that they felt like their market could benefit from and shared it on their blog. Coming up next in October, I have the Stretch Yourself Challenge, which is all about content marketing. What do you want people to know about you? Now let's go tell them. But what you found out, Natalie, is what's been really like hitting me in the face a lot this year. This stuff that is as natural to us as breathing, we don't write about it because we think, well, it's just everyday stuff. It's easy peasy. Everyone knows this, but everyone doesn't. And when you just write about what you're doing, that easy peasy natural stuff, you are meeting a need for other people. So
Oh, Kelly, looks like Kelly froze for just a minute. That's kind of what happens at the coffee shop. Right, Kristen?
Wi-Fi, yep. It's right by my card, handy dandy.
I have mine too, even
Good
though
signal out here.
well, I'm at the country club and they have what I thought was really great Wi-Fi, and then I start, getting the Google Hangout going, and it crashed. So I had to whip it out real quick.
Which explains our dozen frantic texts to each other.
Like, hold on, technical difficulties.
I have my biggest writing tool with me today.
Oh, your nunchucks. So for those of you that don't know Kristen is the book ninja, and she is a real ninja. She actually does this, and she also writes a lot. So putting the two together was beautiful to have you do that. Kelly, are you back? Oh, she's still frozen. Okay.
She'll pop back on.
Yes, she will. So we have a couple people that have been popping in questions in the Q&A box. I'm going to go through them. Oh, looks like Kelly's back. Oh, the joys of a coffee shop. I love the Wi-Fi capabilities of having at the coffee shop, because you can pull documents and stuff off Dropbox. That's where I save all of my writing. But when you're doing stuff like this, it's not always the best. But when you're working on smaller stuff, then it's good. Which is also a plus, because it kind of encourages you from, like trailing off and watching video. It helps you. Yeah. So over on the side on the questions, we have Samantha, who says that she's spending an hour writing on her procrastination book. She's trying to get a lot of things done on several of the chapters. So awesome, Samantha. We are so excited that you've joined us. And let's see. We have Elizabeth. She says, "Hi, Natalie." Hi, Elizabeth. And Kelly, you're the one that that told Elizabeth about this, so thank you. Let's see what else we got.
Hi, hey. Kristen, I'm jealous of you at the beach.
I wish my sisters were here.
We will be back together in October for the Beachpreneurs Mastermind.
Yay! This is my second favorite place on earth. My first favorite place is another beach. So, got the waves are going a little crazy. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a couple brave souls out there, and I just keep laughing at them because they keep getting pulled over. That's inspiration for writing, by the way. clearing your head, getting outside, watching other people.
I second that one. I love going to the beach. So I want to hear about, Kristen, I know the beach inspires you on writing. What other places have you found that really inspire you to write?
Golly, I'd have to say the beach is number one. I mean, there's nothing like being in my natural habitat, as my husband calls it, to write. I have actually written a book on the very beach I'm on right now. I wrote one of my Office Quick Guide books last year, sitting in this very same spot. I wrote another book that was like 160 pages at a beach down the road. And, oh, it's just something about getting out here, especially when I don't turn on my MiFi or bring it with me, so I have no internet, and I can just focus on writing. I use my very fancy laptop holder right here, also known as a boogie board, and keep my laptop cool. I've also written books in the mountains. I basically say anywhere that doesn't get a cell signal is a great place to write. So like I stay at a place in the mountains that has no cell signal at all. There's no TVs in the rooms. There's no phones in the rooms. It's basically an alarm clock, and that's all the technology there is. And I mean, there's like a full kitchen, so I can eat there too. But it's fabulous just to be able to get away from text and email and internet. And of course, I don't get to hang out with cool people like this, but this is actually going to be hard for me today because I've got this temptation here to stay online and check Facebook. And yesterday I watched a couple Netflix shows on my iPhone to just kind of decompress. And, but I'm really excited about reading because I write nonfiction. And so reading fiction helps to get my mind off of the genre that I'm writing and refresh it and come up with new ideas. And I actually just downloaded a new book by a thriller author that I've been working on for a while, and so I'll be reading that on my Kindle this afternoon, and I'll probably read the entire book today. That's my plan. And then tomorrow I'll be back on the beach again, so who knows, I might have another writing.
That's impressive. I love what you had to say about the book and like reading fiction takes your mind off of that, because I love that. Me personally, I have my Kindle, and I switch between fiction book and nonfiction book. So I alternate so that I can break that up, and then it also gets me refreshed and out of my own headspace. Because once you're in it for so long, and then when you get out of it, you realize, oh my gosh, it was right there in front of me the whole time.
It doesn't matter if you're working on nonfiction or fiction. Switching genres while you're, just contemplating things makes ideas just flow. And in fact, the same thing happens in my business. Just getting away from stuff and day-to-day life and email clears my mind. And apparently, my husband said Thursday night I was looking pretty drained. I was really stressed out. This is the busy season for my business, and I was just, Natalie, that some changes are coming that I'm facing. And I just really needed to get away, which is why I'm here at the beach. My husband kidnapped me and said we're going to the beach for the weekend. He found a place and dirt cheap, and so we're here. And last night, after a full day of just basically taking naps on the sand, last night I couldn't stop talking. And that, I guess, is a sign that I'm feeling better. I don't know. But Joe's like, why are you talking about work? Are you feeling better? And I'm like, I guess so. And he's like, yeah, because you haven't talked about anything work-related without complaining for the past week. And now suddenly I'm excited, and I'm talking about, I want to do this, and here's how I want to work this out, and just going through scenarios out loud with the sounding board there of him. And he's like, no offense, I'm glad you're feeling better, but shut up about work already. But, I mean, that's a sign that my head is clearing and I'm finally rested. And it is so important for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to get the rest that we need. And, taking yourself on a writing date is one way to do that, to hash out, get some stuff done, but also take a break and do something fun along with that, build something creative.
I love that. And I can totally agree. And I've actually noticed that, you know, with you, it's been a little harder. So hearing that you're on the beach this weekend and giving yourself that permission to break away and do what you need to do is so great to hear. So this is all about nourishing ourselves, nourishing our businesses, and really just having fun doing it. So I've also invited Faydra Koenig on, so she may be joining us soon. So Faydra, if you're listening, I see. Oh, and Kelly is muted.
Sorry. Faydra.
I know. Faydra was putting together a writing day party for some of her peeps in her town to get together and do that all together, which I love the idea of that.
Me too. Well, now that we've been here and seen what it's like at the coffee barrel, that would be totally fun to do a local bloggers writing date every now and then.
You know, and that brings up a good point too. I have a local coffee shop that I just started going to. Hi, Faydra. Hey guys, how are you? So I have a coffee shop that I like to go to, and they have a little community room. I also know places like Whole Foods have community rooms too, and also the library. So if you wanted to put together a writing date like Faydra is doing, like where it's a community thing, then check out some of those free rooms that you can grab that are just there waiting to be written in.
Hey, Faydra.
Hey, girly, how are you?
Did you see my feet?
That's awesome.
Writing date. Beach feet for you.
So we have Betty Horn who says, "Hey Natalie, I'm hanging out at home. I've written a poem and a blog post so far, and it's quiet, and I've been able to get something done, which is fantastic. I love it." So good job, Betty. I'm so glad that you are joining us today.
That is cute.
So Faydra, tell us, were you able to create a party?
Yes, I'm actually at my girlfriend Jorgelina's dress shop. It's so amazing. It's an awesome boutique, and people are milling around. They're looking at clothes, and they're writing stuff, and we're having a great time.
I never even thought about having a writing date at a clothing boutique. That's awesome.
I know. It's about getting creative.
And just finding that fun space. So for you, Faydra, you love fashion, so I can totally see that would be an inspiring place for you to write.
Yeah, I'm sitting here writing, and then all of a sudden people are coming out of the dressing rooms, and they're like, well, what do you think would go with this? And I'm like, ooh, pick me. I'll show you.
That's fantastic. So we also have Robin Smith who says, "I have written 2 blog posts, several emails, and a lot of possible blog topics, and a list of items to do on my webpage. Kelly pointed me in your direction with one of her posts." So thank you, Robin, for joining us, and you are rocking it, girl. Like, this is fantastic. I love seeing all this. So Kelly, you actually posted about the National Writing Day a couple times, which I totally appreciate. So I wanted to publicly thank you for posting about this.
You're welcome.
Oh, I said that you have actually posted about the National Writing Day on your blog several times, and I just wanted to thank you publicly for putting that out there and helping to spread the word about, you know, writing and having fun at the same time. And really, for me, you know, going on that writing date and putting that time aside for yourself to do this, and then, so say, for me, I love writing blog posts. They're short, they're fast, I can get it done between 1 to 3 hours, which is, you know, the time frame that I put on the writing date. And So by the time I'm done with the writing date, I've completed my uber long blog post, and it's ready to go up on my website, and I feel this huge sense of accomplishment that I've gotten something done and that is good for my business at the end of the day. So, Kelly, do you do this a lot too? I know you just crank out some content every day.
Lately, I have been a content machine. I've been hustling. You don't want to see that pulling. I've been hustling because I have big goals. I have big stuff I want to do before the end of the year, and it isn't going to happen unless I create lots of content and promote the stink out of it. So.
Well, I love hearing about it. You have a couple events coming up. There's just a lot of stuff going on in your world, and I'm paying attention. And I hope people that are listening to this as well are paying attention too, Kelly, because you got some good stuff coming up. So Faydra, everybody, this is Faydra Koenig down here. Let me get my fingers right.
With my iced tea.
With your iced tea. Faydra likes to show us where she's at and take pictures of her feet at the same time. So we have fun following Faydra feet around the internet.
Yes, I hate selfies, so I take pictures of my feet instead.
Did you do so I've done the writing date selfie where you take a picture of yourself with the little hashtag. You can do it with your feet.
Yes, I am going to do that. I did a video promoting it today, encouraging everybody to come down that lives local. And I did a writing date selfie with my iced tea and my laptop because it's blingy like yours, because we have that in common.
We do. I actually took my bling off because it was starting to erode, like it was starting to come off a little bit. I got the stickers for it. I know yours is a case, right?
Yes, it's a clip-on case.
Okay, so that might be a really good Christmas present, Kristen.
Hello. Amazon.
Just telling you. So we have Crystal Green who says, I'm writing up my blog post for the week. I wrote a blog post about this event last Thursday. Thank you, Crystal, for writing about that. I read it. I believe I commented on it as well. And she also put her writing date selfie on there as well. So thank you for spreading the word, Crystal. Let's see. And Lynn Jordan says that she found this on a Facebook post. And loves the idea of going on a writing date. So Lynn, I'm so glad that you joined us as well. Let's see what else we have going on. Elizabeth says I'm writing my lesson plan for a class that she's going to teach. And she also says hi to Kelly. She met you at the Blogging Concentrated in Grand Rapids. So I remember that. Blogging Concentrated is a fantastic event. And they have one. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. And Dan Morris and Rachel Martin are the ones that do Blogging Concentrated, and they'll be coming here in November. So if you are in the Atlanta area and you want to go, hit me up, and I will get you connected with Dan. So let's talk writing tools. I have this side of me that's kind of a techie geek, but not over the top. So there's that middle line. So there's uber techie, and I know nothing about techie stuff. I'm right here in the middle, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So, Faydra, I know you're over here with the I don't know anything about techie stuff, which is okay. She's way over. And I don't know, Kristen and Kelly, where do you stand in the techie realm? I think you're more...
I'm the less techie.
Right over here.
I would rather, pay you to do the techie for me.
And Kelly, you're a little bit more techie, right?
In the past, I've been really techie, But this year, I determined to let that stuff go. You can't stay on the cutting edge of all that tech and focus on, good content marketing. And in my experience, you get too sucked into it. So I've let go and outsourced that tech stuff.
I can totally relate to that because I will get sucked into the techie world too. But I love it. I love exploring different programs and stuff and just seeing what they do. And by doing it, I get to know it pretty good, and then people pay me to do it for them. I don't know how these things happen. So, anyways, back to writing programs. A lot of the very, very common one to use is Word. It's standard. You might even use Google Docs or whatever your medium may be. My personal favorite thing to use is Scrivener. So, Kristen, I know you use Scrivener.
Love Scrivener.
Kelly, have you ever heard of Scrivener?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I have not used it myself.
Okay. We'll have to turn you on to Scrivener. So it's a techie thing. You're just going to have to learn. And Faydra, do you know what Scrivener is?
I know of these things. I just choose not to use them.
Because you're clear over here.
I'm clear over here. I put stuff in a Word doc, and it goes to you or to Tisha. Or to Kristen.
Gotcha. And then we use Scrivener to organize whatever you put into the Word
But I
doc.
do have a resource that I love.
And what's that?
I use a resource that Paul Taubman turned me onto called ambientmixer.com.
Okay.
And it is essentially a white noise program on my PC. And I write constantly to the sounds of the bonfire in the summer or the rainstorm. And I literally can't write without it. I love it.
Do they have a sound for the beach?
Yes. You can make your own sounds, and you can turn things up. So if you like a little bit more owl hooting or a little bit more cricket or a little more crackle of the bonfire, you totally control every element.
More owl. Need
Yeah,
more
more
owl.
Owl.
Oh,
More owl.
who's doing that? Is that Faydra?
I usually like westerns, so.
So let's see. You know what, Faydra, I love that you brought that up because one of the other things that I use a lot is something called Simply Noise, and it's not all the fancy noises. All it is white noise, pink noise, or brown noise. I like the brown noise, but it's
Pink noise?
pink noise.
What is that?
It's different sound waves. So if you go to simplynoise.com, it'll pull up on your computer, and you can just listen to it with your headphones. There's also an app for your phone. But I like plugging that in because it instantly gets me in a space where I can just focus on writing, and I don't have all the other little distractions that are going on. So even though I love writing in the coffee shop, sometimes it can be a bit too loud in there if you get a whole lot of people in, so that's when I will plug in my headphones and drown it out. But I still like the creative atmosphere. So Elizabeth is asking, she wants us to tell her more about Scrivener. Elizabeth, did we answer everything that, I'm thinking that we didn't. So it's called Scrivener. If you go to nataliemarie.collins.com/Rolodex, I have my Rolodex of fun goodies that I like to use. Scrivener is #1, so you can go in there and check it out. But really what it is, it's like, you know how you have your Word document here, and then over here you have all your files listed? Imagine combining these two things into one program. So you see everything, all of your little documents, all of your little notes, and everything on the sidebar, and then your main thing your main writing in the center, and then you have your notes and everything that you can put on the side. So if you have, you know, come back to the spot, or, you know, you want to... What does that say, Faydra? I love... Scoot it over just a little bit more. Tea. Oh, I love tea. I love tea too. So, Scrivener to me helps me get organized. I like to write. I even like to write all of my blog posts inside of as a Scrivener document, and that way I can go back and easily see what all I've written on blog posts and do easy searches and everything. So that's all inside of one Scrivener document, and then it has sub-documents inside. So it's an incredibly handy tool to be able to organize all of your writing very quickly, and to see, you know, once you get, if you're writing a book or anything in there, you plug it into Scrivener and you can see where you're at on stuff, and if there's any gaps or holes or anything in your writing that, you know, you're not sure, you know, what else you're missing, once you plug it into Scrivener, it'll be incredibly obvious and clear on, you know, where those gaps are. And so it helps us crank out some books. Wouldn't you say, Kristen?
Scrivener, my blog posts. Why am I not doing this?
I don't know.
And there's this guy with like 3 fishing poles walking by looking at me funny, like, what the heck is she doing over there? And earlier when I was doing this, I was being almost attacked by seagulls. Just, I wasn't crazy. Like, over me. The joys of the beach. So yeah, Scrivener totally rocks. I used it for my cookbooks that I write under a pen name. I'm using it for my really big book. And I'm now going to be using it for my blog posts, for sure.
Yep.
Thanks.
And you're welcome. And that way you don't lose them, because sometimes, you know, you're in the middle of writing a blog post directly in your WordPress blog, and something might cut out, or you lose all your content. And I know this has never happened to anybody before, ever. So this is a way for you to keep it in a very organized place and be able to find it, and not have to look for all these different Word documents. It's all, you have one blog post Scrivener document, and it's all in there on the side. So Lynn Jordan is asking, what is that sound resource again? I like to use Simply Noise. Faydra, what was yours called again?
Mine was ambientmixer.com.
Okay. So Lynn, I hope you got that. And if not, I will put up the recording of this. Simply Noise is also in my Rolodex, so you can find it there. And I'm going to have to check out ambient noise, because that sounds awesome. So Ute is on with us. Hi, Ute.
Hi, Ute.
Yes, Ute is a fellow NAMster. If you're familiar with NAMS, you know that it is a fantastic content-driven seminar that we go to every 6 months and meet up and hang out with all of our best friends and learn some really great stuff. If you don't know about it, then get with me and I will send you that way. I think it's nataliemarie.collins.com/NAMS, N-A-M-S. So Ute says she finally got this thing figured out, and she loves the idea. The enthusiasm is infectious. She's writing a blog post on Grandma Fun at the gym. It's a follow-up on a more serious post regarding losing belly fat. And she will get it posted up tonight and loves this. So we love having you. This is so fun. So let's see. I just had somebody ask me, how often are you doing a National Writing Day? Is it once a year or more often? And actually, that is a fantastic question, Robin, because I'm actually doing National Writing Day itself is once a year, but I'm going to be doing this every month if you guys would like to join me. So if you would like me to do this every month, I would be more than happy to facilitate it. Just let me know. Pop in your yeses in the Q&A, and I will see how it goes. We'll have a vote here. I think that's a yes for Kristen, and yeses for Faydra, and a yes for Kelly. Okay, so far we have 3 votes, and let's see. We have some thank yous going on. Oh, we have Robin saying, I agree with what Kelly said about what seems easy to one person is not easy for others. An example is how to do affiliate links, etc. Glad Kelly is doing the hangout about it this afternoon. So Kelly, are you doing a hangout about affiliate links this afternoon?
I am. I have a lot of new people on my list that who want to tell other people about, especially my freebies, and they don't know how to do simple things like find their affiliate code and make a link and put it into their sidebar, or they don't know the difference between HTML you would paste in a website and what you would share on social media. So I'm just going to do a real quick impromptu free affiliate training teaching people how to find links and use them on their sites and in social media so that you can make some money, because we want to make some money.
Oh, and we have a huge amount of yeses coming in, and you all want to do this every month with me, so I'm so excited. So I'll pick a date when we'll figure out. It might just be the first Saturday of every month. Are you guys good with Saturdays, or would you like it during the week?
Either way. I interact on Saturdays, so I won't be available for most of them.
For most of them on Saturdays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kristen, you're carrying your nunchucks around? Are you a ninja or something? Are you a ninja?
No, actually, I'm working on a patch. I need to get my black belt. And for that, I have to practice my karate 15 minutes a day for 30 days straight. And one of the things I'm doing is I'm certifying in 2 nunchuck forms. So I'm out here on the beach spinning nunchucks around my head. 2 sets of them. Very dangerous. With no padding. I've only hit myself in the head a couple times, so it's all good. Plus, if you go to Facebook and look at my profile picture, Joe took like 20 pictures of me last night with the sunset, and it freaking rocks. It's very ninja-like. And I just got blown by a whole lot of sand. Sandstorm! Hold, please!
So we have a lot of yeses coming in to do National Writing Date Day, or actually National Writing Date Day is just once a year, so we can just have writing dates once a month, which I'm so excited. So Robin said she'd like to participate every quarter, which is perfectly fine. If we have them once a month, you can hop in at any time that you want to, that you can. So that'll just be an option for you, Robin. And Betty votes for Saturdays. Kristen, I know you can't always join on Saturdays, but we would love to have you, come do what you can, or maybe you can do a writing date for yourself on Friday and tell us about it on Saturday in the group.
I like Friday.
You like Fridays?
Yep.
I like Fridays too. A lot of times I take Fridays off of client work so that I can focus. Yeah. And so I'm able, that is my precious day to be able to focus on stuff that I need to do in my business, because I don't always have the time because I'm so busy helping other people with their businesses, that Fridays are my day to focus on my business and the VA Success School that I have with Bob Jenkins. So I'll put together a little poll and see what you guys, you can answer anonymously on if you like Friday or Saturday, and we'll add it up and see which one works best for everyone. So I'll put that out. I'll send it out in an email for you guys. Or wait, I should just put it on the Facebook group. I will do that. I'll just ask the question in Facebook, so be on the lookout. After the Hangout is done, I will go ahead and put that question up in here. So let's see, we have about 10 minutes left for the Hangout. Let's see, Faydra, let me ask you something. I know you are a prolific writer. You write for all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. So do you take yourself on writing dates often to get all of this writing done?
I do. I have my Big Mac at home, which I love, and my wireless keyboard, but then I also have my little Mac, and I can go anywhere. And one of the things that I love about that is it just literally, wherever the mood strikes me, or sometimes I've got to break up my day because I work from home, and I just need to break habits, break the chain, and I'll leave, and I'll go to, sometimes I'll go up to Mount Shasta, which is north of us, and be in that kind of better environment for me. I'm really turned on by the woods and, the snow and stuff like that. So yes, I definitely have done way more writing on my laptop than I really have on my Big Mac at home. I've actually written on a lot of napkins, too. Kristen can attest to that. I've written entire children's books on napkins.
That's awesome.
Well, and this is one of my writing date partners. This is Jorgelina.
Hi. Hello, Jorgelina. It's so nice to meet you.
She owns our shop, and she's actually a writer, and she actually prefers to write in Spanish because she's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, neat. Oh,
yeah, it's really cool. Thank you. It's great to meet you. It's great to be part of this.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Faydra, I'm going to go back to what you said about having your big computer and your laptop, and I do the exact same thing. I have a big computer that I do a lot of my work on. I have, the dual screen monitors. I have this big setup, but I find it very difficult to write things like blog posts or books or anything like that on my big computer. And I do probably about 95% of my writing on my laptop. So I don't know what it is. I have not figured that out yet. But my big computer is for work, and my little computer is for my stuff. Like, maybe it's because it's more smaller and more intimate that it's just like, this is for me. This is my stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've done a ton of writing in my bedroom, and as a writer, we probably all can relate to the fact that you never know when that inspiration's going to hit you. You never know when that big idea is going to happen. If I could have a waterproof way to write in my shower, I think I could be like a multi-millionaire because people would so love that. But
shower crayon. It's right on. It works.
That's awesome. Yeah, but my laptop can go anywhere, right, Natalie? I mean, we just never know where it's gonna strike, and it just makes it so easy just to get it down.
Exactly. So, Kelly, let me ask you. So I know you're at a coffee shop right now with your laptop, obviously, because you're not going to lug your big computer around. But you've told me that you've gone on writing dates. You maybe sat at your dog sat at your sister's house. So you live in mobile, being able to be mobile world. So do you find it difficult to write on your big computer versus your laptop, or does it matter to you?
I actually prefer to be on my big main system. I like a real keyboard best. But once I get settled in with my laptop, I'm fine. It's especially, I did have a little itty bitty laptop, so it's like typing like this. That was a little tough. Now that I have a bigger laptop, it's much more comfortable.
I totally agree with that. I have I guess it would be a normal size laptop for the the keyboard reason. I've had one of the itty bitty ones, and it just doesn't work for me. So it's a texture thing. So if you are a writer, so these are points that you can totally think about if you are stuck with something and maybe you're on your big computer. Maybe take yourself to your dining room or leave the house and take yourself on a writing date and take your laptop and see how that works for you. See if that's a better fit for what you're wanting to do and get out. I find that just getting out of the house and breaking away from the everyday stimulates my brain in different ways, so I'm able to crank out stuff that I didn't think that I could get done in the amount of time that I did at home. So that's the key reason why I go on a writing date, is I need to get stuff done and I need to be productive, and I want that sense of accomplishment when I'm done with it. I don't want to. I don't know about you, but there are some days where I know I've been busy all day long, but I literally have nothing to show for it at the end of the day, and it drives me batty to do that. So when I give myself that space to write in and say, this is my honed in, focused time for me, it just creates this entire sense of accomplishment in myself. And so even if it's just that 1 to 3 hours a day, it just makes my whole day.
I'll chime in here because I've got the big computer and the laptop also, and I wrote almost all of my author screen guidebooks on my big computer because I had to spend almost all my working hours there. But it's very uncomfortable to sit in one position for longer than a half an hour. And those of you who don't know me very well personally, I actually have bone deformities from my waist down. So sitting still for a long time isn't good for anybody, and it's especially painful for me. So I love writing. I've fallen in love with my laptop. I just got my laptop last year, a MacBook Air. It's got a 12-hour battery. I've been on this hangout. Those of you who know, Safari is a monster battery suck hog, and Google Hangouts, especially do video, suck battery, and I still have 67% battery right now, and I haven't plugged my computer in for 3 days. So it's pretty fabulous that I've got this mobile device now that I can take anywhere, and I'll move from my floor to my couch in the living room to outside to the beach. I'll pretty much go anywhere, and for me it's more of a comfort factor because when my mind isn't occupied with things like hunger or discomfort or my butt hurting from sitting in one spot for too long, then I can be freed up to be able to focus on what my goal is, which is writing.
And you know what? I didn't even. I apologize for not even asking you because I know how much you love your laptop, and I just figured you did all of that writing on your laptop. I had no idea that you did it all on your big Mac.
I did almost all of it, all except for one book I did on my big Mac. I like the power of it. It's faster. At least it was until I got the MacBook Air. But
Yeah, and
shopping for a writing computer like a laptop, definitely check out the MacBook Air just for the battery life alone. It's fabulous.
You know what? That actually brings up a really good point because I have a Mac as well, a MacBook, and not a MacBook Air, but just a regular MacBook. And the battery life lasts for about an hour and a half. And sometimes I use it to my advantage, especially if I go on a writing date and I want to really boost up that productivity. And I won't take my charger with me. And so it'll be 100% charged. And I know I have about an hour and a half, and I have got to crank it out. And so that's my own, I use it as a tool, as my own personal timer. So I love the idea of having a computer that lasts for 9 hours on battery. But then the other part of me just goes,
9 hours?
That leaves my timer. I don't have that sense of urgency anymore.
So go to a coffee shop or Barnes & Noble or something like that, that's going to close in an hour.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep, I like that.
Speaking of closing,
my coffee shop is closing, so I have to say goodbye.
Oh, well, you know what? We are actually, the hour is up. So we can say goodbye with you, Kelly. So everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming on National Writing Date Day, and I will put together something again for next month, so be on the lookout for it. I'll send you an email and I'll post it up in the Facebook group. But if you just happen to randomly, need to go on a writing date, post up about it. I do them all the time. It's vital to my business for me to be able to do them. So if you're out on a writing date, I want take a little writing date selfie and have fun with it and help me spread the word on doing this wonderful productivity thing that allows you to treat yourself at the same time. So Faydra and Kristen, thank you for being guests on my show, and Kelly, I know she's already gone, but thank you, Kelly, for coming on as well and really pointing out the obvious to me about writing about just doing a writing date. And I've got to tell you, it was a huge eye-opener. I had no idea that it could really be this easy to write about stuff that you love. So I just thank you very much. So Kristen and Faydra, I'm going to bid you adieu.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye, guys.